Yes, let's see another example. We have here one complex of manganese. The ligand is chloride ion. Manganese in the ground state, the configuration is 3d54s2, and oxidation state of manganese in this complex is +3, so configuration is 3d4. Now you see here, this complex is found to be paramagnetic. So suppose the question comes in exam that how will you explain the paramagnetic behavior of the following complex using VBT, or as well as you have to find its hybridization. Now you have here in this particular case, as the complex is paramagnetic, so therefore outer d orbitals will be used in this case. So hybridization in this particular case will be sp3d2, and the complex is outer orbital complex. Octahedral, number of unpaired electrons found are 4. Fine. So it is paramagnetic. Fine. So we could also pair one electron here to vacate these two orbitals, but as a result we will get only 2 unpaired electrons. If this is paired here, the unpaired electron would have been 2, but for this particular complex, the unpaired electrons are also found to be 4, because the spin only magnetic moment, that is under root n into n plus 2 Bohr magnetron, is found according to n is equal to 4. Fine. So once we know the magnetic moment, from the magnetic moment we can calculate the number of unpaired electron, and once the unpaired electron and they are known, we can easily explain the structure, the bonding according to VBT. Right. Now let me summarize the valence bond theory for octahedral complexes. We have seen in all the cases that two type of complexes are formed. One, inner orbital complexes, and other are outer orbital complexes. Now inner orbital complexes are either weakly paramagnetic or diamagnetic, because there is electron pairing taking place in this case. Fine. While outer orbital complexes, where outer orbitals are used and no pairing takes place, the compounds are either simply, you can say, paramagnetic or sometimes highly paramagnetic. Fine. Now, because there is no electron pairing in this case. Fine. So such complexes are also known as high spin complexes, while these complexes are also known as low spin complexes. Let me give you some examples in this particular case. In case of low spin complexes, we have the example of the complex of vanadium. Fine. We have the example of complex of iron, where cyanide is the ligand in different oxidation state. The complexes of cobalt with a bidentate ligand, oxalate, in +3 oxidation state. One example of manganese complex in its +3 oxidation state. So these are either weakly paramagnetic or purely diamagnetic. Fine. So they are low spin complexes, they are inner orbital complexes. In all these complexes, the hybridization will be D2sp3. Now in case of such outer orbital complexes, we have examples like this. One complex of cobalt, then complex of manganese, which are paramagnetic in nature, sometimes 5 unpaired electrons, so they are highly paramagnetic. Fine. And one complex of nickel is there, Fine. So these are few examples in this case. So this is the summary of complexes containing coordination number 6, octahedral, 2 type of hybridization. In all these cases, high spin cases, hybridization will be sp3d2. Fine. So let's start now with coordination number 4. In coordination number 4, that is complexes of the type ML4, where L is monodendrit ligand. Now in this particular case, you have two possibilities. There we need total 4 orbitals empty provided by the metal ion. Fine. Now 4 orbitals which are vacated by metal ion, they can undergo 2 type of hybridization. One is sp3 hybridization. The shape will be tetrahedral, and if the hybridization is dsp2, then the shape will be square planar. Now what type of hybridization is there? It depends upon the nature of ligand as well as metal ion. Fine. So once we know the magnetic behavior, we can easily explain the hybridization for such type of complexes, so using VBT theory. So let me explain certain questions here. So I'll explain these cases by taking some examples in the form of questions. So we have one NCERT question here. Question, it is in-text problem 9.5. Now in this case, I am not writing a complete statement, but the gist of it, one complex in coordination number 4 of nickel is given. This complex is given a shape, that is, it is square planar, and at the same time it is also given that this complex is diamagnetic. Moreover, we at least one of these two is known to us. We can easily explain it. Fine. So other complex is given to you is complex of nickel with the chloride as a ligand. This complex is given to be tetrahedral, and as well as it is paramagnetic in nature. Right? So I have already told you that in case of VBT, either magnetic behavior is given to us or hybridization is given to us. We can easily explain its bonding. So let me explain the first case here. In this particular case, nickel CN4 2 negative, nickel is in +2 oxidation state. The configuration is argon 3d8. Fine. Now nickel +2 in the ionic state, independent ion, the configuration will be like this. It is orbital representation is 3d8. Fine. 4s is empty, 4p is also empty. Now as it is given that the shape is square planar, so we know that it will undergo dsp2 hybridization. Fine. And moreover, we also know as the complex is diamagnetic, there is a need of pairing here. Fine. So pairing will be required, but it will satisfy both the things, that the complex is